what I was expecting. So how do you move away from that?
You got to release the jealousy that you feel about the situation. You have to manage that. Most of like issues that baby mamas have with their baby daddies is because they not in control of making a nigga do what they feel like he's supposed to do as a father. That's really the answer to your question. As a baby mama, you're not in control of the chessboard and making him be punished for not paying or pay more or whatever. And that bothers you. So you get emotional because you cannot manage your emotions and you want to make it seem like he's doing something to you. But he's doing what any other human being, male or female, is allowed to do. Make responsibilities, not take them, be accountable, not be accountable. But we knew all of this before you fucking have. That's why I'm saying overall, your biggest lesson in this, your biggest understanding should be for the fact that you are responsible for the state of your life right now.
Get the just to keep coming down here, period. Because I don't have the support system to where somebody just watches my daughter. Like, I have to really search and find somebody to watch her.
So what do you, I guess what I'm trying to say, I got you. And listen, I get that you're emotional. Trust me, I understand. As a parent, I get your frustration. But I guess what I'm trying to understand is, for example, when you said, you know, your baby daddy was ordered to pay something and he didn't pay it by the date that the court said, but, you know, he was able to come to court, finagle whatever excuse, and as long as he got it paid that day, they didn't do nothing to him. If it got paid, what is it that are you wanting to see him go to jail, or what is it that you're wanting?
I want him to be held accountable.
So you want to see him...
To be honest, none of them.
Go ahead.
Like, even before, I didn't ask for him to go to jail. That was something the judge threw out last month.
Right. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, most of the time, and when you understand that this country is a business, most stuff be about money anyway, even down to criminal crimes. Like, we ain't even talking about, you know, family court, because you're talking about family court. I'm saying, even if somebody commit an actual crime against somebody else who is a real victim, if you got the right bread and you get the right attorney and you can go to court like your baby daddy and you can finagle excuses or a defense to where you can come up off that shit, that's what it ends up being about. So what I'm saying is, if the court said, okay, he's supposed to pay blah by this date, he don't pay it by this date, but he go to court with a good enough excuse and have the cheese right then to pay for whatever, like, can you understand how that would, like, basically alleviate him from doing jail time?
I do understand it, and I guess that's the part that...
So, but that's why I'm asking you, but that's why I'm asking you to be honest. You're basically wanting to see him go to jail because, of course, it seems unfair that he's, like, skating through the system.
It's not... Today, yeah, that's what I wanted. But all the other times, I just wanted the judge to make him accountable. Like, okay, you got a bench warrant. Any other time somebody comes, like, he brings me on. I don't know what it is with me and this judge, but if I come to court half-assed or if I'm in there 15 minutes late, like, he's crucifying me. But this nigga could show up to court, and we both don't have attorneys. So that's like, when I first filed this, I had an attorney, but the shit got so costly because he wasn't coming to court to where I couldn't afford to pay her anymore.
Right.
So everything that I'm doing right now, dealing with this, is coming out of my pocket, and the judge not ordering him to pay anything back. And that's what I'm trying to get him to understand, like, how this is affecting not only me mentally and physically,
but okay, so I'm trying to help you with the mental part at this moment. All you're feeling is jealousy. That's it. You may not want to call it that. You might want to keep making the statement, I want him to be held accountable. Jealousy is a normal human emotion, but I want you to be real with yourself. What you're feeling is that I'm jealous that I'm bearing a lot of the adult responsibility with our kid, and then we go to court where I thought child support was going to wring his neck, or the court system was going to wring his neck. They not. He's getting away with it. He's basically probably shucking and jiving the same way he's been doing in y'all co-parenting situation. Does this make sense?
We don't that's the thing. We don't co-parent. Like, I don't even talk to him. We only see each other when we're in court. And I don't call him. I don't bother him. He testified in court a couple of weeks ago. In 3 years, she's only called my phone maybe 4 or 5 times. And that's the honest truth. Because I don't call him. My family and that's why I said I have no one to talk to. Because honestly, outside of 2 people, no one even knows he fucking exists.
I'm not, listen, baby, listen, but I want you to listen to me because you're in your feelings, you're emotional, and you're on the defense. I'm telling you so you can rationalize what you're feeling. It's just jealousy. It's jealousy. You would have liked to see him go to jail today and them follow through with the contempt order because, of course, you feel like that's what he deserves. But he was able to shuck and jive through the system. That's what the court system is in this country. Like, do you understand what I'm explaining?
I understand that part.
Okay, so now, what are y'all going to court for? You're trying to get some sort of child support.
We're going to court right now because he's not paying the child support.
Okay, good.
Originally, yes.
So good. So when y'all are in court, like, what is the judge ordering him to do? What is these payments for? Is it court fees or are these child support payments?
No, he's ordered to pay the child support, 75% of unpaid medical expense, and it was supposed to be court costs. But again, today, that court cost got threw out for whatever reason. The judge decided not to. He said he didn't remember telling him that.
Okay,
Even though we told him that, and it's in the judgment.
Okay, cool. So, on your end, what benefits you? The child support part, right?
I mean, not really. It's only $187.
Okay, so then why are you going to court? If the $187 don't benefit you to get it, why y'all going to court?
And that's why I get frustrated, because I want people to understand, and people seem to not understand.
What?
I feel like, and this is just me coming from a broken family like this, with, my dad doing the same thing. So it's a little bit more personal to me. So what I feel like it takes two people to have a kid.
Yep.
Don't nobody, mothers, you can't do the same shit. Like, we can't do the same thing that a nigga doing.
Yes, but listen, baby, listen to what I'm saying. I did a whole Zoom on baby daddy issues, co-parenting. The main thing that we feel as baby mamas towards baby daddies, it be jealousy. It be that we have a kid, we be stuck with the responsibility, and they able to move in ways that we cannot. And we're jealous of that. We feel like it is unfair. That's what you're feeling. It's not that nobody understands. It's that's what it is.
I don't mean to cut you off, and because I know we kind of on a time limit, but this is why I feel that. Because when I told him I was pregnant, I gave him the opportunity to walk away, and he chose not to. Also, several times in court, I have asked him to sign over his rights to the person who's actually taking care of her, and he still refuses to. So that lets me know you want some type of involvement. We know that it's not visible. Why are you holding on to a child that you don't want?
Okay, so let's back up. You said when you found out you was pregnant, you gave him the option to do what? Like you gave him the option, like, I'll get him.
Oh, wait. I told him, I said, at that time I had a lot going on for myself. Like, I live in Louisiana right now, but I was living in Atlanta at the time. This is somebody that we had been friends since high school. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that we was in a relationship, because we wasn't. We were friends, and we crossed the lines of becoming intimate. We had dated in the past, but we crossed the lines of becoming intimate. So I had an unprotected sex, and we had a baby. We never had any issues. Like, I highly respect.
Right. So, okay. So what I'm asking is, right. But what I'm asking you is, when you got pregnant, what were you giving him? The option of an abortion, or the option of just, hey, go walk away and I'll take care of the baby by myself?
I was considering an abortion because I didn't want kids. I didn't have kids. That's just not what I had planned for my life. But after a few days, when I weighed it out or whatever, I decided to keep my baby. I had miscarried 3 kids before.
Okay.
I honestly thought I couldn't have children.
Okay.
So I decided to keep her. And at that time, I gave him the option to completely walk away from the situation.
But what do you mean walk away? Like, are you saying you gave him the option, like...
He didn't have to be involved.
Okay, so listen. Okay, perfect. Stop right there. If you were willing when you found out that you got pregnant, right? Because you having the baby is ultimately your choice. Like, even if the man was like, nope, I want you to have the baby, you still fully capable without his consent to go get an abortion if you wanted to. I want to say to you as a woman, you're strong, because to have 2 miscarriages, that's a big thing. So I want to give you your flowers for that. But what I will say is you having your child was a choice. You're even articulating to me that your child was born from a situation where y'all were not in a relationship planning for kids. You yourself wasn't even sure that you wanted kids at that time, which is completely fine. So now fast forward, you give him the option to, hey, I'm pregnant, I'm going to keep my baby, and you can walk away and you actually don't have to help. You gave him this choice. So now fast forward to now. If he don't pay nothing, if the judge is giving him a pass, I feel like the same energy you had back when you found out you was pregnant and him getting a pass, you could have that same energy right now and release yourself of this stuff that does not serve you. It's almost like your jealousy is turning into wanting revenge because he's not getting held accountable, in your words, for what you feel like he should be held accountable for. But truth be told, everybody has a choice to be whatever type of parent they want to be. If he want to be a sucker ass daddy, you or the court can't make him. It's dudes that got warrants right now for not paying child support. If they don't want to pay it, they're not going to pay it. And it's dudes that like, they got a whole bunch of back pay. Like they license is suspended. They got all, and they still ain't paying it. Do you understand what I'm getting at overall? Like you are putting mental strain on yourself by making it a priority for this guy.
He don't want. So if you would just find over your rights, like you don't want.
But what? Let me ask you this. Okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. For you to just say, nope, don't worry about the court stuff. I don't want no child support. I'm going to just carry on with the guy that I'm with now who's currently taking care of my child. How can he stop you from doing that?
Because he won't sign over his rights.
Listen, he doesn't. Listen to me, honey. Listen to my question. Listen to my question. Right now, if he says, nope, I'm not signing over my rights, he doesn't sign over his rights, he ends up just still being him. You end up just moving forward with the guy that you in a relationship with right now that's taking care of your kid. You say, fuck the court stuff. I'm not going back to court. I'm just going to continue on with what I'm doing. If that goes on, right, I'm going to call me. I'm going to call you when I get home. If you just move on today with the guy that you with right now and just don't give a fuck about the court dates or the child support, how can him not signing over his rights stop that?
Because this is what affects when first of all, the person who's taking care of my daughter, that's a whole nother situation. And this situation with her dad has caused problems in this relationship to where I couldn't even go talk to him about what happened today. But it was one of the things, I guess, dealing with whatever, he didn't ever want him to come back later on down the line and say, you know what, I want to be in her life or I want to do whatever. So he wanted. But if he
this is
over.
Okay, so can I just be all the way real with you? I empathize 100% with you with the struggles that you're going through as a parent, trying to get, your child's father to actually be responsible for the child that he made, right? But this stuff that you going into now, it sounds like the other nigga got you trying to pressure your baby daddy to sign over his rights. If the man don't want to sign over his rights, why can't you and the new nigga just not worry about that and raise the child and move forward? If the one court saying he need to pay, if the nigga not, you asked him already, and he's not willing to sign over his rights, I'm saying from what you're telling me, it shows some immaturity in you and the new guy, because y'all could just parent the child moving forward. And if the man do come forward 5 years from now and say, hey, I want to be in my daughter's life, what's wrong with that? Unless your new nigga has some sort of jealousy issues about your interaction with your baby daddy, I don't understand what the overall issue is.
There's no interactions between us. I mean, I can't really answer that question. I just know it was said to be attached to a child. You know, he accepted the fact this is not his child, whatever. To be attached to a child, to raise the child as your own. They identify you as dad, and then this nigga show up 5 years later wanting to be in his life, in her life. I guess that would make him feel some type of way.
So who cares about him? But this is what you really got to understand. If he's genuinely trying to be a father figure to the child, It don't matter about how to make him feel. If the girl daddy pop up 5 years from now, you tell him the truth. This is your biological dad. He was going through whatever he was going through. He now realized he made a mistake. He wants to be in your life. So guess what, girl? You got 2 daddies now. Yay, that's twice the Christmas presents, twice the birthday gifts, twice the advice you can get. How is that bad? This is like 2 adults in their feelings and they're making it seem like it's bigger than what it is. You really got to understand me, because everything you saying about being a mama and the struggles you going through, I understand it. But now when we get into this shit where you are trying to make it like he has to sign over his rights, they need to make him go to jail for not showing, just let him be whatever dad be he gonna be. If the money you going to court for ain't life-changing or going to actually help, or you don't feel like it's gonna help, quit going to court. Walk off into the sunset with your new nigga. He can parent your daughter, but as she grows up, she gonna find out anyway that the nigga ain't her real daddy. And a lot of times what we don't understand as parents is, when kids get old, they want to go search for their real daddy anyway, just because they curious. Not because the stepdaddy doing a bad job, but because the way human beings set up, we just want to know. It sounds like your new nigga is pressuring you to get your baby daddy out of the picture. And I feel like he's giving you some sort of attitude, which is making you emotional, and you wanting to go and hurry up and make this shit be over with your baby daddy, so that this new situation can go as the nigga want it to. You gonna have to have a conversation with him.
3 years. He's been in my daughter's life since she was 3 months.
Right, but you want right. But the baby daddy doing or not doing is not gonna stop a grown man who wants to be there for a child that's lacking their real father from doing whatever he gonna do. Your baby daddy don't got to sign over his rights for your new boyfriend who is good to your child to still be good to your child. Do you got to genuinely hear what I'm saying? If I was talking to your new nigga right now, I'd be telling him, bro, you're tripping. Stop making that lady try to make that man do some shit, and just leave that shit alone. And if you're going to be the girl's stepdaddy, be her daddy. Be good to her. Show her what a real man is. Be in her life. And if you're that, she will see the value in you. Does this make sense what I'm saying? If you don't agree, I want you to tell me, because I don't want you to just, like...
I just feel like everybody, and I'm not trying to play victim, but I just feel like when it comes to this situation, like, everybody, sometimes it just always turns back on, like, oh, you the bad guy. Like, why are you even chasing him? Why are you doing this? If he don't want to be there, don't make him be. And
they telling you right, but what I will tell you, I feel
in the black community to where people are normalizing mothers being single moms and dads not being there. Like,
okay, so listen. Let me tell you. Listen, I understand what you're saying, right? But I'm gonna tell you where the hole in your rationalization or your perspective is. You were not in no loving relationship with a man that you were married to and birthed a child and had expectations of him being there. You was smashing somebody unprotected that was a friend, and you admitted it went too far. So of course your specific co-parenting situation is going to have issues, because your baby wasn't born from like a marriage. This is what you not being real with yourself about. Now the stuff you saying makes sense if you was married 10 years, me and my husband planned for a baby. You know, I took ovulation tests. We finally had the baby. We had dreams of being together. He made me promises. I caught him cheating. I divorced him. And now I'm stuck being a single parent, and I'm trying to hold this nigga accountable for the responsibility he created. I would be like, you know what? You right. Everything you say, I would just give you that you right. But the fact that your child was created nowhere out of that, you got to be real with yourself. That even if there was no new nigga in the picture pressuring you to handle your baby daddy a certain type of way, your baby wasn't born from a normal, healthy parenting situation. You really got to own that. It's almost like if I was your friend back then and we fast forward to now, I'd be like, girl, how you ain't expect this shit? You got pregnant from just fucking a nigga.
But it wasn't the type of, like, this, honestly, the person who I'm seeing right now in the 15 years that I knew him was not the person who I knew back then.
That's fine. That's fine.
This was the person
that's fine. People, listen. That's fine. People change. I'm just telling you, you were not in a committed relationship where it was understood that we're making a baby. So when the baby came about, it wasn't something that you or him wanted to do. You're not owning that. Your child was not born from a situation where you can sit here and say you're a victim of black men not being accountable for a responsibility they created in a healthy relationship where we fucking unprotected. You can't say that.
I take my part in it. I've never.
Okay, so then, so got you. So got you. So whenever, listen, this is what it ain't just you. This is not just you. Any female I talk to in these one-on-ones, if your baby was born out of a situation where you was just fucking on somebody and we weren't even in a healthy relationship ourselves, you know the co-parenting is 98% of the time not gonna go well. This is just being real with yourself. You know it's not. So now moving forward to now, if he want to be a deadbeat, if he don't want to own up to his responsibility on a child he fucked and made, if he doesn't want to conform to what the court's telling him to do, it ain't your responsibility to play police officer to him. Especially if the amount of money you going to court stressing yourself out for ain't even finna do nothing like you saying. You saying this, that the 150 ain't even finna be nothing big to y'all. You might as well change the way that you operate and worry about actually bettering yourself, your growth, so that you can be more to your child. But I'm going to tell you what I feel like is going on. I feel like you are trying to make a family with your new guy, and he is pressuring you, which I do feel like you're a victim of this. He is pressuring you to make your baby daddy sign his rights away or own up and pay some shit. And I feel like that's where your motivation to get him is coming from. I feel like that's genuinely what's stressing you out.
I disagree with that, right? I mean, I don't know.
Well, I'm only going off of what you're telling me. I'm asking you.
Right.
I'm asking you, what is your motivation to get your baby daddy to come to court? You told me what you said it was. You said it's causing problems with the situation with your new nigga because, of course, he's trying to be a dad to this daughter. And, of course, to him, it's weird if all of a sudden your baby daddy pops up. It's going to bother him if your baby daddy pops up and tries to be a daddy after he's stepped in. This is what you telling me is your main motivation.
Right. But what I'm saying is, before we even started going to court, this was the conversation about my child's dad signing over his rights.
Okay.
My pure intentions, and like I tell anybody, and I'm telling you no bullshit, my pure intentions, once he chose not to walk away, once before my new person was even in the picture, and I gave him the option when I was in the hospital to come up here, sign over your rights, and just let's be done.
Okay, he doesn't want to do that. Okay.
He didn't want to, so that made me think, if you don't want to sign over your rights, you don't want nothing to do with her, but you're refusing to give up your rights, apparently you want some type of involvement.
Right.
So we
know
it ain't going to be physical, so it's going to be financial.
Right, so you're trying to, right, so listen. Right, so listen, I got you. Boom, I'm with you. So, of course, like you said, it ain't physical because you ain't trying to show up and be in a life. Okay, so then as a woman, you made a decision as a mama, I'm going to make you be accountable financially. Cool, let's go to court. The court ordered him to pay how much?
$187.
Does that do anything for you? Do you need that?
No.
Okay.
It ain't financially. My daughter isn't missing anything. Like I said, she actually, outside of the person who takes care of her,
okay.
she has somebody else that stepped up. So it's not financial.
Okay, perfect. So we're in agreement, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you're literally going to court to get money from this man that you saying you don't need, that your daughter is not missing anything, simply because you want to make him yourself, like you want to be the police to hold him accountable for playing a role in his child's life because he won't sign away his rights. That's correct, right?
I guess if that's how it needs to be summed up, yeah.
No, it's not. I guess I'm going off of what you're telling me. You don't need the money, but you're going to court to get the money because, of course, like you said, because he won't sign over his rights, you want to make him accountable in some sort of way, correct?
Yeah, because he's making me think you want some dealings if you won't sign over your rights. So it got to be financially if it's not physical.
Right, but obviously, but listen.
Now maybe I'm not wording it the way how you want me to, but I mean, like I said, I want him to be held accountable, because I do feel like, whether healthy relationship or not, I do feel like it takes two people to make a child. It's only two things that come from you. You either get an STD or you get a baby. Like, nobody is stupid of that. So I feel like, yes, whether the mom or the dad or whatever, we all need to be held accountable for making kids. Kids are innocent, like whatever. Even if he was paying $500 a month in child support, there's no amount that he can give me that will ever compensate for the shit that I go through with my daughter.
So then what are you chasing? But that's my question. What are...
Today, I may realize that today, and when I was waiting on you to call, and I stood outside of the courthouse, and I cried, and I said, you know what? Today may be the day that I need to choose to release this, because...
But if you just... listen, I'm telling you, because I'm talking to you from a space of like, I am on your side. I'm telling you what your issue is. You are in denial about what's going on in your life. You won't own the fact that you fucked a nigga unprotected, that you weren't in agreed upon relationship to where y'all was trying to have a kid. When you do that, you end up in co-parenting situations like what you're in. And then for you, your new nigga is adding pressure to the situation, making you want to force this man to sign away his rights. But in all reality, if your new nigga just stop talking about that, sign away his rights, and y'all just parent this baby from a loving space, it really don't matter if your baby daddy pay anything or not. If he want to be a deadbeat for the rest of his life, that is his choice. He will have to answer to his higher power. Whatever stuff the court system fuck up in his life from Owen, you don't even have to pursue that. Girl, you can wake up and choose goals for yourself. You can wake up and choose your new nigga. You can wake up and choose elevate. You don't have to wake up and choose to try to hold a nigga responsible for a child they know they fucked and made. And I'm going to tell you the reality. It's plenty of women with a mindset like yours, and they spend their whole life chasing a nigga around. And I can speak to you from this space because my mama was one. All our life, my daddy owed child support. And as a kid, I never gave a fuck about the child support. Never. And it got to the point like his was going on so long, they forgave most of it. The shit just went away when we got a certain age. He didn't even have to pay it. So she did all that for nothing. All the energy, all the time, all the crying, all the saying somebody doing something to you, all this stuff by court dates. Oh, girl, you could just release that shit.
And today I realized that's what I need to do, but like, I'm not, like, I respect your opinion, Holly, like, that's why I follow you. But my thing was, and I'm just like, because I still feel like I'm not being understood. And I know.
No, listen, the thing is, I understand, but you, listen to me, honey, listen. Everything you saying, I understand. It is unfair. That's understood. It is unfair.
And I want you to understand, like, my motive behind it. And I know you said that it's jealousy, but I just looked at it as if my mom raised 3 kids by herself. She had 3 kids by the time she was 17. Mm-hmm. And she did this by herself because in my family, and even, you know, for the 2 people who do know, they feel like, oh, you made that baby, you know, that's your baby or whatever. My mom struggled to take care of 3 kids when she could have, you know, made, well, I ain't gonna say made because you can't make nobody do anything. But if you would have took the initiative or whatever to even start child support, then maybe you wouldn't have been struggling.
No, but okay, but I'm cutting you off on purpose. Are you listening to me? My mother, I'm talking about my mama now, and I can put her on the phone with us, and she will tell you this. She put my daddy on child support for the majority, and she still struggled. Because if a bitch feel like they don't want to pay something, they ain't gonna pay. They don't give a fuck about no jail, no suspended license.
That's what the court is for too. And I guess I'm more upset with the court and not even him.
But do you understand that even listen to me, honey. What I'm trying to get you to understand is. Okay, listen, but you're not listening, honey. Okay, listen, next time I do a Zoom on management of emotions, I really want you to get in there because You way off with your emotions. They taking over your ability to see what's going on. The court can place an order on somebody, but they still can't make you. It's niggas with warrants right now for child support. Right now, same shit you saying about your baby daddy. Warrants, and they ain't going in. If they don't want to pay, if they don't want to go, they'll live their life under the radar. Won't work, get paid under the table, go start a landscaping company or a car wash. Never pay them people no money. Stay out the way, never get arrested, none of that. It's jealousy. You gotta, and this is why I say you should get in my management of emotions zone, because we like to say we mad, we like to say we happy, we like to say we excited, we like to say we aggravated, we like to say somebody doing something to us. We don't never like to say we bitter, that we jealous, that we're bothered, that we feel anxiety, that we feel pressure, that we feel depressed. We won't say this stuff, but these are feelings too. You feeling a feeling of it's unfairness, what you feeling. Jealousy is what you're feeling. The fact that this nigga fucked and made a baby, and you the one that's bearing the most of the responsibility for taking care of him. He running around moving how he want. And the courts ain't locking him up, and he ain't really having to come off a whole bunch of his money. That is what's going on. And I'm telling you, it's okay. It is okay to feel jealousy in this situation. You hearing the word jealousy and you think it's bad. It's accurate for what's happening to you. You understand what I'm explaining? I'm really like trying to make sure you get what I'm saying. Because your call in this. If that $189 you keep missing work and going down to the court for ain't worth it, why are you doing it? You can create another stream of income and make more than that. The next time I do a Zoom on management of emotions, I want you to get in it, because I want you to really understand how to manage what you're feeling, but also be able to be practical about what's actually going on. Does this make sense?
I mean, I'm not in denial about that. Like, I know I have issues with feeling what I feel because I've had to suppress not only this, but a lot of shit for so long. So where I deal with anxiety, I deal with depression, and this is not something I'm just telling you. This is stuff I see doctors for. So I know it's a lot of stuff that I'm dealing with, and I just feel like dealing with this adds to that.
Right. But you understand, you're choosing to deal with this. It's all I'm trying to get you to understand in this entire call is that the stuff you described with your baby daddy, you're choosing it. You're waking up and choosing it. Because you can release it at any time.
I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do. I mean, maybe you're right. That's what I feel like he's just getting a slap on the wrist and walking away.
This is what I'm trying to, but this is what, listen, I really don't feel like you got anything from the call at this point, because you saying the same stuff you saying on the front. I'm telling you, that's how life is. That's why we're supposed to be more responsible with fucking. Listen to me, baby. I'm not telling you that you're wrong for how you're feeling. I'm telling you, when we put your feelings to the side and we be real, you should have been more responsible with sleeping raw. Before you, somebody, especially when you're in no relationship and you end up pregnant. There were examples. You know how right now there's the show Teen Mom, and all the teenagers now can see what's going on with teen moms, but a lot of them still gonna fuck and end up in the same situation. We gotta be real with ourselves. That is us. You repeated the same thing you already saw with people before you. And that's why you're in a situation in life. Oftentimes, in these co-parenting situations with babies, it be unfair. He may never get held accountable. That's why I'm saying if you tie your happiness or your stress level to that, you're going to run yourself crazy because he may never get held accountable. When you go around and your aha, your calm moment is based on the next person getting their karma, you're going to run yourself crazy. You understand what I'm explaining? If you don't need the money and this,
how do you move away from it? Like that's what I need to know. Because like I said, I'm not in denial. I don't feel like I'm in denial. I do know,
you in denial. I'm telling you, you're in denial. Because after everything I'm saying, you still just going back to your same point of being some sort of victim or some sort of whatever to him not taking care of his child. But you already knew this what go on with niggas in general. And you're not willing to own that. Like you're not willing to just accept that with a period on the end. You trying to find any...
I guess because I haven't accepted, and I guess that's what I'm trying. I'm trying to talk to you, or that was my intention to talk to you to try to figure out how, especially because, like I said, it wasn't something. It wasn't the person I knew, and it wasn't what I was expecting. So how do you move away from that?
You got to release the jealousy that you feel about the situation. You have to manage that. Most of like issues that baby mamas have with their baby daddies is because they not in control of making a nigga do what they feel like he's supposed to do as a father. That's really the answer to your question. As a baby mama, you're not in control of the chessboard and making him be punished for not paying or pay more or whatever. And that bothers you. So you get emotional because you cannot manage your emotions and you want to make it seem like he's doing something to you. But he's doing what any other human being, male or female, is allowed to do. Make responsibilities, not take them, be accountable, not be accountable. But we knew all of this before you fucking out. That's why I'm saying overall, your biggest lesson in this, your biggest understanding should be for the fact that you are responsible for the state of your life right now. You genuinely, from me to you, this baby daddy situation need to be set aside. You need to do some sort of Zoom or one-on-one with me on management of emotions, because that is what's blocking you from seeing this shit for what it is. I would get with Desiree, see based on your situation what you can afford as far as an actual one-on-one on management of emotions, or just kind of pay attention to, my Instagram or Facebook to see when I'm doing the next Zoom on management of emotions. Okay?
Hello?
Yes. You heard me?
Yeah. I heard the last part you said you'll get with.
No, I said you need to do, like, this baby daddy stuff need to be put to the side. You need to do a one-on-one or a Zoom with me on management of emotions. So get with Desiree or whoever booked you and let them know you either want to try to be on the list to get in the next Zoom on management of emotions, or, let her know whatever you can afford as far as like trying to get a one-on-one on management of emotions.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, honey. Bro, I need a drink. Some hard liquor. I don't even got nothing to say. And y'all enjoy your afternoon. I don't have anything to say. Nothing. Just know you'll see me post about doing a Zoom this week on management of emotions. I feel like you just get done getting fucked real good. That's how I feel. Look at my house. I feel like I just got fucked. Somebody add pasta and tell them I just got fucked. The train just got ran on me.